Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanaşalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri
Gurave Namaha.
Chaitanyamanovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa
Padamayanam Dadati Swadantikam.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsla He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaskute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavnibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this is our Guru Parampara, starting from Krishna, Lord Brahma, Narada, Vyasa, the whole Guru Parampara, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is combined in appearance of Radha and Krishna, and then our Goswamis, and then our spiritual masters up to Srila Prabhupada and the present living gurus. So with their mercy and their blessings, Shri Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra ki Jai. So we discussed a lot of things. So the reason, one of the reasons that we always remind ourselves, why are we here, right? Why we try to meet every week or go to temple or read these scriptures, hear these Krishna Katha, because we are trying to transform our consciousness from material consciousness to spiritual consciousness. Why? Because no matter what we do in this material world, at every step, there is a danger. Padam padam bibdam. Srimad Bhagavatam says, at every step, no matter what we do, we might feel there is happiness or something good for some time, but then eventually the end result of whatever we do is not that pleasant. So our acharyas, our spiritual teachers, they say, choose wisely, become Krishna conscious. And then when we bring Krishna in the center, even while living in this material world, our life becomes very, very peaceful, very sublime. So last week, we were discussing, quick recap, we are on the verse 1828, 29 actually today. So this is the section where Queen Kunti is glorifying Krishna's qualities. That how Krishna is the eternal time factor. Last time we discussed. Kalo Asmi, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the Kal. Because time is the most precious thing in this world. We discussed that last time. Time, it rules everything in this material world. Even one moment, 1 second that is gone, we cannot recover it. No matter how much gold we want to trade, how many billions of dollars we want to trade for it, the gone second, time is gone. With each sunset and sunrise, we are losing this time. We are going more and more near to our death. But in the spiritual world, there is a material world and there is a spiritual world. In the spiritual world, there is no effect of this material time. Another quality we discussed last time was Samam Charantam Sarvatra. Krishna is equal to everyone. Bhagwan, Lord, God is equal to everyone. He is not partial. Just like we discussed the example of in a classroom, let's say there are 40 students and a teacher. So it's the same teacher teaching the same subjects, but out of those 40 students, some are first benchers, they are very sincere, very serious. Some are distracted, some are sleeping, right? So Krishna, the bhakti or approaching Krishna, that option is available to everyone. But some are more serious, some are little less serious, some don't care, right? So same teacher, same knowledge that teacher is imparting, but based on the sincerity and seriousness, each student is receiving the different degree of knowledge, right? So similarly, Krishna is giving everything to everyone. That option is available. How much we are ready to take, right? So in the following verses, Srila Prabhupada will give more examples on that. So when we want, if a student want to seek the attention of Krishna, then the only process is bhakti. By loving devotional service, like chanting every day. This is the most important devotional service we have for the day. Every day, chant the names of Krishna. So the mantra that is given in this age of Kali Yuga by all scriptures is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So every day we chant this mantra. And there are certain minimum requirements, minimum number of rounds that is recommended, which is 16. But we can always start with 1 round, 2 round, and we can progress to 16 minimum eventually. And we also discussed that whenever, especially for a group like this, which has been here for at least 10, 12 years, time we are losing every day. There is urgency now. Most of us are more than 50 years or close to 50 years, 45 years. So what am I doing when I'm attending these programs? What is my goal? Am I just here to fit in or just to, or do I want to progress in Krishna consciousness? Am I following the instructions of Srila Prabhupada? Am I chanting or not? Is it working for me? That's also an important question. Ultimately, it's over time, right? Is it working for us or not? If not, why? If yes, how can I make it more beneficial for myself? So those are the questions we should ask ourselves every day. Okay, so we'll come to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.29. We'll start with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Naved Kashyad Bhagavan's Chikirshitam Tav Hemamanasya Nirnam Vidambanam Nayasya Kasyat Daito Asti Karhiched Dveshasya Yashmin Vishamatir Nirnam. Anyone would like to recite? A very nice verse.
न वेद कश्चिद् भगवंश्च चिकीर्षितं तवे मनस्यानृणां विडम्बनं न यस्य कश्चिद् दयितोऽस्ति करचिद् द्वेषस्य च यस्मिन् विषममतिर्नृणाम्.
Hare Krishna Guru. Naved Kashchid Bhagvanshcha Chikishitam Tvaye Hamanasya Nirinam Vidambanam Nayasya Kashidayito Asti Karhichida Dveshasya Cha Yasmin Vishmam Matirnam. Sorry, Prabhu. Did
No,
not
thank you.
pronounce.
Sorry, मेरा वो screen आगे चला गया. Anyone else? Okay. So word-to-word meanings. Na, does not. Veda, no. Kaschit, anyone. Bhagavan, O Lord. Chikrshitam, pastimes. Tava, your. Ihamanasya, like the worldly man. Nirnam, of the people in general. Vidambanam, misleading. Na, never. Yasya, his. Kaschit, anyone. Daitaha, object of specific favor. Asti, there is. Karhichit, anywhere. Dveshya, object of envy. Cha, and. Yasmin, unto him. Vishma, partiality. Mati, conception. Nirnam, of the people. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes, which appear to be human and so are misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial. Anyone would like to, maybe 2-3 devotees can read turn by turn the purport.
Yes,
Additional
Prabhu.
read. Ajay, yes, Mataji.
Yes. The Lord's mercy upon the fallen souls is equally distributed. He has no one as the specific object of hostility. The very conception of the personality of Godhead as a human being is misleading. His pastime appear to be exactly like a human being's, but actually, they are transcendental and without any sting of material contaminations. He is undoubtedly known as a partial to his pure devotee, but in fact, he is never partial, as much as the sun is never partial to anyone. By utilizing the sun rays, sometimes even the stones become valuable. Whereas a blind man cannot see the sun, although there are enough sun rays before him. Darkness and light are two opposite conceptions, but this does not mean that the sun is partial in distributing its rays. The sun rays are open to everyone, but the capacities of the receptacles differ. Foolish people think that devotional service is flattering the Lord to get special mercy. Factually, the pure devotees who are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord are not a mercenary community. A mercenary house renders service to someone in exchange for values. The pure devotee does not render service unto the Lord for such exchange, and therefore the full mercy of the Lord is upon for him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else would like to continue? There are
I
2-3
can take
questions.
this.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Suffering men, needy men, inquisitive persons, or philosophers make temporary connections with the Lord to serve a particular purpose. When the purpose is served, there is no more relation with the Lord. A suffering man, if he is pious at all, prays to the Lord for his recovery. But as soon as the recovery is over, in most cases, the suffering man no longer cares to keep any connection with the Lord. The mercy of the Lord is open for him, but he is reluctant to receive it. That is the difference between a pure devotee and a mixed devotee. Those who are completely against the service of the Lord are considered to be in abject darkness. Those who ask for the Lord's favor only at the time of necessity are partial recipients of the mercy of the Lord, and those who are 100% engaged in the service of the Lord are full recipients of the mercy of the Lord. Such partiality in receiving the Lord's mercy is relative to the recipient, and it is not due to the partiality of the all-merciful Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. One more paragraph. Anyone else? When the Lord descends to this material world by his all-merciful energy, he plays like a human being, and therefore it appears that the Lord is partial to his devotees only, but that is not a fact. Despite such apparent manifestation of partiality, his mercy is equally distributed. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, all persons who died in the fight before the presence of the Lord got salvation without the necessary qualifications, because death before the presence of the Lord purifies the passing soul from the effects of all sins, and therefore the dying man gets a place somewhere in the transcendental abode. Somehow or other, if someone puts himself open in the sun rays, he is sure to get requisite benefit both by heat and by ultraviolet rays. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is never partial. It is wrong for the people in general to think of him as partial. So very nice purport. Very nice example given by Srila Prabhupada that sun rays are always there. Sun is always there. But even if the sun rays are there, if I want to hide in a room, what can the sun do, right? It is distributing its rays, its mercy. But if I want to close myself in a room, closed room, then it is not that sun is partial, that sun is not giving light and heat to me, right? So the important point here is the Queen Kunti is mentioning that no one can understand your transcendental pastimes. So the word that we use for Krishna's pastimes, like we do anything, we call it our action, right? When Krishna does anything, it is called Leela. That's why Krishna is called as Leela Purushottam. Just like Lord Ram is Maryada Purushottam, in his appearance as Lord Ram, he did everything within the bindings of law and order, as per rules and regulations of the Vedas. And when it comes to Krishna Leela, it is called as Leela Purushottam. He is called as Leela Purushottam. Leela means which is any action which is pleasing to Lord. And also Leela also means when pure devotees, we are talking about the pure devotees of the Lord, when they are doing any action, that can also be part of Leela, because a pure devotee is always thinking and acting for Krishna 24/7 for the pleasure and for Krishna. So that's why it is when pure devotees do something, that can also be Leela. Now here Queen Kunti is saying no one can understand your transcendental pastimes. Why? Because when Lord appears on this in this material world, he acts like a human. His activities looks like human-like, and that's why they are bewildering. We'll see how. The word used is vidambanam. Vidambanam means misleading, bewildering, astonishing. So first of all, why does Lord appears? What is the need for Krishna to appear in this material world? He's having a lot of fun in the spiritual world. There is no misery there. Krishna appears to perform pastimes. Why? The verse that comes in Bhagavad Gita is Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushkrita dharma sanstapna sthaya sambhavani yuge yuge. So he comes to deliver the sadhus, meaning sadhus are already delivered. So what is the meaning of that, delivering the sadhu? Meaning to give pleasure to sadhus. Sadhus are pure devotees who are acting for Krishna, who are thinking about Krishna all the time. Their actions are for, they're spreading the glories of Krishna by going door to door. And that is one reason. Second reason, Krishna appears. He incarnates in various forms as Narsingha, Vaman, Ram. He himself comes at Krishna. And he also comes in the other forms, other aquatic forms or animal forms, half lion, half animal, Narsingha form. to give pleasure to reciprocate with the pure devotees, and vinashaya cha dushkritam, to destroy the people who are sinful, who are adharmi, dushkritam, who are doing, the word Srila Prabhupada uses, miscreants. So Krishna, the main purpose is to give pleasure to Sad, because when Krishna interacts with, perform lila with his devotees, that is so much pleasing to the devotees. Just like, let's say we go to one of our friend, let's say he was in the hospital, so he gets treatment, he gets well, and then he comes home. So he's well now. The sadhus are already delivered. Still, when we go to friend's house after he is back from hospital, it's a reciprocation of love that we care for them, right? Similarly, although sadhus are already delivered, they are already enjoying in the Krishna consciousness. Krishna still wants to come and give pleasure to them by interacting with them. And he shows his support and love to them. And how much Bhagavan Krishna loves his devotees? He said that Krishna loves his devotees more than Balram. There is a very nice Gujarati bhajan that Guru Maharaj sings. He loves his devotees. He prefers his devotees, more than Bhagwan Shankar, more than Mother Lakshmi. That's how much he loves his devotees. So there is a very nice thing that I came across. Everyone has heard of Panduranga Vitthal? There is a temple in Maharashtra.
Yes.
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 Hare Krishna Uncle.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, okay, let me see. Okay. Everyone can see this picture?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Panduranga Bhagwan ki
Jai
jai.
Jai Vithala, Jai Hari. Yeah. Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala, Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala, Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala.
Once more, Uncle, please.
Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala, Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala, Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala, Jai Jai Vithala, Jai Hari Vithala.
Jai. So we see a beautiful tilak on his forehead. On his side is Mother Rukmini. So we see a beautiful tilak on his forehead. Now, do we also see a black bindi, like a black dot, right, in the center of this Chandan tilak? What is this? This is made from. So every day, thousands of devotees, they come in for his darshan, and they're standing in queue because, of course, the temple compound has limitation. But Lord loves his devotees so much that he feels that he is offending, he is doing a aparadh towards devotees who are standing in line to take his darshan. He is so much loving towards his devotees. So what happens? Every night, the temple compound is cleaned, it is swept. So the dust that is accumulated after sweeping the whole compound, that dust is taken, and meaning what? On that dust, devotees are standing all day, right? So that dust is taken, and then there is a Chandrabhag river near a temple. The water is mixed, and the tilak is made, and that dot, it becomes black. It is put on the forehead of Panduranga Bhagavan. So because that's why he said, probably I will not get the aparadh of my devotees. That is his bhav. So that's how much he loves his devotees. That he's taking the dust of the lotus feet of his devotees on his forehead. How amazing that is, right? So that's why he appears. Otherwise, he has no business to appear in this material world. So another point that Mother Kunti was also making here is when Lord appears, he's beyond the effects of material nature. Some people say, right, that oh, Bhagwan Ram आए उनको भी अपने कर्मों का फल मिला, Krishna आए उनको भी अपने कर्मों का फल मिला. No, that is not the case. When Bhagwan appears, he is not under the regulation or scope of karmic cycle. Just like Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice example in his lecture about these verses in Los Angeles. He has a beautiful series that he gave in Los Angeles for the whole Mother Kunti's prayers. He mentions, just like when a jailer, the superintendent of the jail or prison house, he goes to jail, it's not that the laws which are applicable to the criminals in that prison, they're being applicable on the jailer. No, he is there as a superintendent, right? Those laws are not applicable to him. Similarly, when Krishna appears in this material world, which is described like a prison house for the conditioned souls, he is not under the influence of the modes of nature, the laws of nature, material nature. And how these pastimes that Krishna performs when he is here in the material world, they are misleading, they are bewildering, they're so much astonishing. Just for example, we see, okay, I think let's read the next verse and then we'll discuss one pastime. Let's see. This is 30, right? Yeah. Janma karma cha vivatmana vishvatmana ajashya kratur atmanaha tiryandra shishu yadishu tad atyanta vidambanam. Again vidambanam. Again the same thing Kunti Maharani is saying. Of course it is bewildering, O soul of the universe, that you work though you are inactive, and that you take birth though you are the vital force and the unborn. You yourself descend amongst animals, man, sages, and aquatics. Verily, this is bewildering. The transcendental pastimes of the Lord are not only bewildering, but also apparently contradictory. In other words, they are all inconceivable to the limited thinking power of the human being. The Lord is the all-prevailing super soul of all existence, and yet he appears in the form of a boar amongst the animals, in the form of human beings as Rama, Krishna, etc., in the form of a rishi like Narayan, in the form of aquatic like a fish. Yet it is said that he is unborn and he has nothing to do. In the Shruti mantra, it is said that the Supreme Brahman has nothing to do. No one is equal to or greater than him. He has manifold energies, and everything is performed by him perfectly by automatic knowledge, strength, and activity. All these statements prove without any question that the Lord's activities, forms, and deeds are all inconceivable to our limited thinking power. And because he is inconceivably powerful, everything is possible in him. Therefore, no one can calculate him exactly. Every action of the Lord is bewildering to the common man. He cannot be understood by the Vedic knowledge, but he can be easily understood by the pure devotees because they are intimately related with him. The devotees therefore know that although he appears amongst animals, he is not an animal, nor a man, nor a rishi, nor a fish. He is eternally the Supreme Lord in all circumstances. Right? So sometimes Krishna appears as a boar in the Varaha avatar. Sometimes he appears in the Matsya avatar. So it's not that he is partial to just humans, right? For all living entities, whether they are trees, whether they are aquatic, or whether they are animals on the land, or birds on in the sky, he appears in each species and give pleasure to his devotees. Next one, very nice verse. Gopi adade tvai kritagsidam tvad yate dashashru kalilanjana sambhamaksham vaktram ninanya bhavanaya sthitasya sama vimohyati bhirapi yad bibheti. My dear Krishna, so Mother Kunti is remembering now Damodar Leela. Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflooded with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. So, Mother Yashoda is remembering the Damodar Leela, how he used to steal butter, how he used to play with monkeys in the Vrindavan. So, why these pastimes of Krishna are bewildering, astonishing? Think about Krishna, Jagannath, the Lord of the whole universe, Akhil Brahmand Adipati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What he is doing in the Damodar Leela, he is running out of fear of Mother Yashoda, really crying, literally crying. So, who will not get bewildered? When he was playing with his Gop Sakhas on the banks of river Yamuna and snatching the food from his friends' plates, taking the laddus out of the mouth of his Gop Sakhas. Then even Brahma, the creator of the universe, the personality who is reciting the Vedas from his four heads, he also got bewildered. So what to speak about normal living entities like us, right? But devotees, as we do our spiritual practices and we understand these pastimes more and more, then we are not bewildered. We start understanding the sweetness in these pastimes. But common people who have not yet taken the path of bhakti, it's very bewildering to them, these pastimes. There is in Vrindavan, when Krishna is in Vrindavan, little Krishna, so once there was a gopi who was working in the field, and there was a pile of cow dung. जो कंडे होते हैं ना, गोबर के कंडे, they were there. A lot of cow, those cow dungs were there. And she wanted to move those cow dungs from that place to some other place. And she didn't have any help. She was alone. So she saw Krishna coming, little Krishna, coming there. So Krishna, out of curiosity, he was standing where, what that gopi is trying to do. The gopi said, "Can you please help me out, Krishna? I'm alone here and I need to, move this cow dung and to other place using this basket." So how can I help? Krishna says. So she says, what you can do, you can fill this basket and give it to me, and then I will take it. So for each basket you will give to me, each basket you will fill with those cow dung, I will give you one laddu of makhan. So with laddu of makhan, Krishna, he couldn't resist. He said, "Okay, I'm up for it. I will work for you with this remuneration that you will give me one laddu of butter for each basket." So he started filling up the basket, and then he gave it to Gopi. One basket, two basket, three basket. After 3 or 4, think about it, he is just a little 5-year-old boy in Vrindavan. Then he started forgetting the count. He got confused. He's playing like the Param Gyani, Param Brahma, Krishna is forgetting the counting, 1, 2, 3, 4. After 3, 4 counting, he forget. So now he is trying to think, what to do now? How to remember the counting? So then he says, who will keep the count? How much I am picking up. So Gopi said, "Okay, don't worry about it. What I will do, each basket you will bring to me, I will put a dot from this cow dung on your cheek. गोबर का तिलक लगाएंगे उनके गालों पे with each basket. One bindi of gobar. And then when everything is done, we will count the number of bindis you have on your face, on your cheeks." Krishna said, "Yeah, you are very smart, Gopi. Let's do it." So again, Krishna gets to work and he's doing that, and Gopi feels on his cheeks the lot of cow dung cakes there. So now think about it. this Lord, the Param Brahma, Param Ishwar, who is worshipped by the biggest jnanis and devotees, he is being covered with the dots or bindis of cow dung on all over his face. Otherwise, how much we decorate his face with chandan, we give him bath with pure oils, right? And here, he is in so much sweetness in Vrindavan that all his face is covered with these cow dung. Now, this is the love of Vrajvasis in Vrindavan. They forget that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. They are so much in Madhurya Bhav with Krishna. So Krishna, when it is done, he said, "Oh, now I'm tired. Let's go. You count the dots. Give me my makhan, number of balls, right?" Now Krishna, then what happens? Okay, she said, "I don't have butter here. Let's go to my home." So this is how these gopis, they want Krishna to come to their home. Sometimes they want him to come to steal the butter. Sometimes they make these kind of excuses to bring him home. So they walk down to that gopi's home. When there was another gopi sitting in the home, she said, "Oh, what have you done to him? Look at his face, full of cow dung." And they were laughing, looking at Krishna's face. Now, innocent Krishna, she said, "Why are you laughing?" The gopi said, "Go and look at your face in the mirror. Then you will know why we are laughing at you." So when Krishna sees his face in the mirror, "Oh my God, what have you done to me?" And just like a small child, he quickly take a piece of cloth lying there and cleans all his face. That enough is enough. Give me my butter. Now Gopi said, "What butter you're talking about?" "What butter?" Krishna says. "You keep forgetting. Our deal was that the number of as many number of baskets of cow dung cakes I will help you with. You will give me that many number of butter balls." So Gopi said, "Dekho, the deal was with depending on how many dots you have. Now you have cleaned all your dots. They are gone. I don't know how much I owe you." So Krishna, then he starts crying like a baby, big cry, and very innocent, very, very beautiful face. So Gopi is then, of course, they said, "Okay, don't worry, we'll give you your butter. So the idea is that these pastimes when Krishna perform, who is the Supreme Lord, with his devotees, the normal people think he's just like a normal person. He's not God, right? That's why it is bewildering. Vidambanam. So this is the sweetness. When we develop our love for Krishna, this is the love Krishna is looking for. That closeness, that Atmiya Bhav Krishna is looking for. Not like, of course, in our conditioned state, we want to perform Aarti and do our sadhana in the right way. But as we progress in bhakti, Krishna wants us to reciprocate spontaneously in a Madhurya Bhav. He likes, that's why he appears as the son of Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, or as Lord Ram, the son of Mother Kaushalya, right? Otherwise, he is ajanma. He never takes birth otherwise. But to give pleasure and to enjoy these loving pastimes and loving exchange of emotions, he appears like son to somebody, as a lover to somebody, as a friend to somebody, as a parent to somebody, in the case of Panduranga, right? So beautiful pastimes. Okay. And so should we continue, or anyone would like to comment, or any questions? Anything you want to say about these three verses? Or any questions? So I think in the verse 29, there was also a mention of Mahabharata, right? That Krishna, yeah, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So when we say he is not partial to anyone, right? So some many times we see in his pastimes he's killing the demons or his enemies. So actually Krishna is so impartial that when he kills somebody, that person also gets delivered. So even though he was on the side of Pandavas, although he took a vow not to pick up any weapon, he was on the side of Dharma. Although he is not partial, he is always on the side of Dharma, right? So anyone who died in the battle of Kurukshetra, they got delivered. They went back to Vaikuntha, depending on their mood. And because they all died in the presence of Krishna in the battlefield. So that was such a great mercy of Krishna without any necessary qualification. They all got delivered. They got free from the effects of all the sins. Now, although Krishna didn't pick up any weapon, so there is a nice story that comes in Mahabharata. There was a great warrior with the name Barbarik. So he was the son of, he was the grandson of Bhima, the son of Gatotkacha. So he had it's a big story. I will try to narrate in short. He had the blessings, the boon that if two armies are fighting, whoever side he will fight, that side can never lose. So by Krishna's arrangement, he decided that he will. So he was asked a question from this great Mahabharata war is going to happen. Almost all the kings, all the rulers on the whole planet, they are either one side of Pandavas or they are on the side of Kauravas. Whose side will you take? He said, I will go to the side which will be losing. So meaning, if Pandavas are losing, I will switch to their side. If Kauravas going to lose anytime, I will switch to their side. Now Krishna was worried, like that way this battle will never get over, because if if the other side is losing, he will go there, right? So there will be no decision will be made on this. So he appeared as a Brahmana to him, and there's a long story. He had very special 3 arrows, and Krishna asked him to prove his powers as a Brahmana, and he said, okay, do what you do. There are a lot of people trees here. You show me your power that with your arrows you can pierce all the leaves of the people tree, which you can see here. And Krishna he hid one people tree, what do you call it, that petal in under his feet, so that he cannot pierce that particular. But he was so powerful that he pierced all the people trees, petals, and then he knew that Krishna, he could understand, because his arrow started going round and round around Krishna's feet. So Krishna was very happy that he is such a powerful person. So because he was a Brahmana, Krishna by trick asked him that he should donate his his head to him, and he knew who Krishna is. So to please Krishna, he actually cut his head and give to Krishna. And by Krishna's mercy, that head, he could still interact with the cutted head. And Krishna says, ask me whatever you want to ask. He said, I just want to, see until this Mahabharata war is happening. I want to keep seeing you. So Krishna says, you will be, until this universe will be there, you will be there. And he established his head on a hill, which is now known as, that place is now known as Khatu Shyamji in India, in Rajasthan. And after the war, Pandavas were kind of having all the brothers were having a joking conversation that, okay, because of whom the war was won. So Bhima was saying, because of me, like, how we jokingly boost ourselves that because of me, this has happened. Arjuna was saying, no, if I was not there, you could haven't won the war. So they were just kind of jokingly fighting. So they said, okay, let's see who can really tell us. So Krishna says, okay, let's go to Barbarik, because he was watching the whole war from that hill. He would know that which warrior was the, most effective warrior in the whole war. They went to Barbarik, and Barbarik said, none of you were doing anything. The only person who was fighting this war was Krishna. So they were bewildered. How come? Krishna never took any weapon in his hand. So Krishna was smiling, of course. So Barbarik then said, you all were thinking that you were shooting the arrows, you were, hitting each other with the mace, you were killing the enemies. But it was Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra, which was killing each and every enemy in the war. Otherwise, it was not possible for you to win the war. So this is how Krishna's pastimes happened, right? Always on the side of dharma, always on the side of good. So Krishna does his pastimes to help and to support the devotees. So that's what Mother Kunti is expressing here. So very nice words. And we completed until 31. So Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any questions, any realizations, any corrections? Anything you would like to share, please? You can unmute yourself. And thank you, Anil Uncle, for singing that nice bhajan for Panduranga. It was very sweet. Okay. Anish Prabhu, anything you would like to ask? All good?
All good. That is a great 1 hour. I learned so much. Thank you.
All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Ajay Prabhu,
And the
Nina
big-
Mataji, you would like to say? Yes,
And the
Prabhu.
biggest thing I learned today was, you know how there's a tendency to remember God when you're in trouble, when you're stressed, when somebody from your family is sick, you don't really feel the pain for other people. If you see somebody hurt in the road, or somebody else's family that's sick, then it's not the same amount of pain. But when it comes to your family, your people, then you start remembering God, and you kind of do offerings and this and that can be very partial. But then you get so much from the God, and you forget like how much you already have. So I think we should at least like maintain some amount of consciousness throughout the day, even if everybody's healthy around you, even if everybody's happy around you, even if you have everything you want, there should still be the desire to do something more spiritually. I think that's what I learned today.
Wonderful, Prabhu. I think you hit the nail here, because that is the main point in the first verse. Because like you said, most of the people, they have this merchant-like tendency, right? I will offer this to you, God, give me this. This is what we mentioned here. We deal with Krishna, Lord, we deal with Bhagavan. But the pure devotee, like you said, he does not serve or remember Krishna for any expectation. He just depend on him, and just like we love somebody, like we love our kids, so we have no expectation. Whether we are in stress, we are sick, like when the mother is sick, doesn't matter. She will still serve the kids out of love. So that kind of relationship Krishna is ultimately looking for. Beautiful point, Ram. Thank you for stressing on that. Ajay Prabhu, Nina Mataji, anything?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I'm calling so that I can at least hear everyone's voice.
Nice story, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Anil uncle, Smita Mataji. Okay. Anuradha Mataji, Manidhar Prabhu.
Good lecture, Prabhuji.
I want to hear from you. I heard
Yeah,
from uncle, it was
very
very nice.
nice. Nice story. Yeah,
Uncle saying very nice.
yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी
it was
धन्यवाद
a-
प्रणाम very
was a
nice
nice-
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, nice.
Hare
nice.
Krishna.
those are all beautiful pastimes you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And the Barbaric pastime, it was really good. I mean,
Yeah, it's a very long one. I just cut short it, but yeah. You must have heard about Khatu Shyamji, na? Right?
yeah,
Yes,
yes,
Yeah,
Prabhuji.
yeah.
Mm.
I didn't know until probably 7-8 years back only I came to know. We used to go there because he is our Kul Devta. We for hair cutting ceremony, we go there when the child
Okay.
is born.
We in Varanasi also, like, we have one Khatu Shyam temple over there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, last time I visited there. It was a nice temple.
Mm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he is related to. So Krishna actually gave him the name Shyamji because he gave him his name. So
Mm.
great mercy he got because he pleased Krishna by cutting off his head. What else he can do? Okay. Tungvidya, anything you have? Okay, she will mute. Okay,
Yeah, no, sorry, I was not able to unmute myself.
no problem.
Yeah,
Mm.
wonderful pastimes. Yeah, it was really nice to hear.
Okay, I think we are missing a few devotees today, so hopefully they will join next time. And we'll start from verse 32, I think, yeah. 32. Yeah. So thank you everyone. Vancha kalpatarobhesha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Saraswati ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.